I think it's fair to say that there are two questions that are really focusing investor attention right now. We've seen much higher inflation with the pandemic. And the big fear there is that if you have the higher prices, but you have economic activity being dampened, then you end up in a very unhappy place, the justifiably dreaded state of stagflation. It's understandable that the stagflation fears are significant and are exacerbated by high levels of indebtedness around the world. So that's something that I think that is one of the reasons that in September we saw market performance significantly less buoyant or less buoyant than we've seen through the majority of the year. The second thing that I think is of perhaps growing concern for investors is the outlook for Fed tapering of asset purchases by the Federal Reserve and the ECB over time.
The Fed has been watching not only the inflation, but the economy as well. And they've noticed that there's been a significant pickup in activity, where now they're thinking about how do you pull back on the massive bond buying programs that they did. Generally speaking, every time the Fed talks about that, it spooks the market. The inflation that's going on right now, and the Fed has emphasized this every single time they've spoken, is the fact that this is temporary. Could the Fed be wrong? Absolutely. I do think the Fed is probably right that this is a temporary situation, but nobody knows exactly how long that temporary situation is. And so that's the fear in Q3 was all about whether or not the Fed was right or the Fed was wrong.
As we close the third quarter of 2021, we find yet again volatility has reinserted itself back into the markets. Market participants have been anticipating an upcoming change in the Fed's QE policy. These policies were enacted as a means of stabilizing the financial markets in response to the onset of the pandemic. With all the uncertainty as it relates to the Fed's policy and observations of market volatility, we still remain extremely confident with regards to the Sukuk market. The combination of higher hydrocarbon prices, such as natural gas and oil, in conjunction with improving economic activity, is very supportive for the Middle East region.
Performance data quoted herein represents past performance and is no guarantee of future results. Investment return and principal value of an investment will fluctuate so that an investor's shares, when redeemed, may be worth more or less than their original cost. Current performance may be significantly higher or lower than data quoted herein. Performance current to the most recent month end can be obtained by visiting amanafunds.com or by calling toll-free 1-800-728-8762. Please consider an investment's objectives, risks, charges, and expenses carefully before investing. To obtain this and other important information, which you should carefully consider before investing, about the Amana funds in a free prospectus or summary prospectus, please visit amanafunds.com or call 1-800-728-8762.